Excuse in the watch world means a hidden personal reason to justify an emotional purchase, and the easiest way is to transform it into an excuse. I need it, it completes me, it's necessary. And you know how it happens in general: when you think you're done, something new is popping up. Priorities change over time, and if the recent G-Shocks are providing the best experiences when you start to enter in this watch world, at some point you might start to look at gold watches. It already happened to me, but I'm halfway there, because I had the chance to put my hands on a Tudor Black chronograph in steel and gold, and I said yes. Curiously, the Black chronograph steel and gold in reverse panda is one of the best good-looking chronographs I've ever tried, because it combines so well the gold accents with the black foreground, creating a unique warm and contrasted atmosphere to the watch itself. It feels authentic, like a Renaissance painting, especially on the bond leather strap combo. The contrast provided by the golden bicompax, the gilt atmosphere within the dial, the gold pushers are making this watch an interesting eye-catcher and an impressive view every time you're checking the watch. Chromatically, this watch offers a nice flow of golden accents throughout the entire composition. The Daytona screw-in pushers are tied up to the interior of the dial, precisely the gold gilt dial with the golden hands. And alongside the black golden contrast, there is a spark of red on the bottom of the dial, but also on the tip of the chronograph hand, reminding us chromatically about the golden Daytonas with end links, rubber straps and a ceramic bezel. Tudor is a brand which grew a lot in the past 6 years, once because it's part of the family and twice because Rolex became pretty much an unachievable brand to buy, and not because you have to have a relationship with an AD, simply because the majority of their watches passed the barrier of $10,000. So if we relate Rolex prices to 10 years ago, where with a UK salary you could have bought a Rolex, now you can't. And that due to the inflation, but also the success and the desire of the brand to go blue blood. And soon Tudor will remain the only accessible brand for many. But the best part is, if Tudor's retail prices are generically placed at around $4,000 or slightly above, on the pre-owned market, the majority of their collections are situated at around $3,000. And the Black chronograph for around 3.5k is amazing for the price asked, considering the build construction, the design inspired from the old Rolexes, or the in-house reliable movements. That's why I always say it's hard for other brands to position their prices at around $3,000, because Tudor is there at the moment, creating the perfect excuse to go Tudor in the favor of others. And this leads to the value of the Tudor's design. The chronograph is based on the platform of the 41mm version, which I still consider it huge and oversized for the diameter of 41mm. As an example, this 41mm chronograph looks wider than my 42mm IWC Pilot chronograph, feels even bigger than my 42mm LHD Pelagos, which is known to wear bigger as well than the diameter. But what is funny, from a wider angle, the watch looks smaller than the way it looks when you are previewing it on your wrist. Remembering the photo of David Beckham surprised on a tennis match as a spectator, how well sized this watch looked on his wrist. So from a wider angle, it looks indeed better proportioned against the wrist diameter. And that mainly happens due to the golden outer bezel and the black tachymeter ring, which pretty much diminishes from the wider dial, but also because the watch has a vintage appeal with a box crystal which diminishes from the height of it. And the cool part is, despite its thick caliber complication, which in general makes chronographs to look thick and unbalanced, the Black chronograph is well proportioned and offers a good ratio between the diameter with the case length and the thickness, concluding that it really looks thin and cryptically well built for a chronograph, offering a decent ratio on the wrist. And then moving to the Daytona excuse, as you know, the relationship between the Rolex Daytona and the Tudor Black chronograph is one of a shared DNA. At least this is what we like to think. Both watches are built on a foundation of reliability and performance, yet they offer different expressions of what a luxury chronograph can be. The Daytona is the refined, polished elder statesman, while the Black chronograph is the dynamic, versatile upstart. Together they represent the best of both worlds. The Daytona as the embodiment of Rolex's storied past and enduring prestige, and the Black Chrono as the embodiment of Tudor's innovative spirit and bold future. and because there is a single leadership, a single trendsetter, they target basically the same collections for different audiences and price ranges, coming up with different messages. And just by simply adding female end links and a curved rubber strap, I managed to create a Daytona. And kept the preciousness and the significance of the full gold Daytona with a rubber strap because they are really similar in look and color accents. And what is funny, nobody can accuse you of trying to mimic a Daytona homage because it's created by them to facilitate such a look. However, what I described in regard to this beautiful steel and gold model, it's a completely different thing compared to the new pink Black Bay chronograph, which feels like people actually bought the pink dial version for what Tudor represents as a bold brand and not as an extension of a Daytona. That's surprising. And then moving to the next excuse, at the core of this chronograph lies the Calibre MT5813. This chronograph movement is derived from Breitlink's renewed Calibre B01, but Tudor has added its own magic touch. And the result? A movement that's robust, reliable and brimming with high performance features. As precision, we're talking about a daily deviation of just -4 to +6 seconds as per cost parameters. We've seen the brand already upgraded the movements to the Meta's performances. However, this caliber feels pretty solid because has already 4 or 5 years and Tudor is still relying on it. Honestly, I'm not wearing this watch daily, precisely once every 2 days, but apparently I wear it enough and the watch charges to almost its maximum, and every time I pick it up, the chronograph is charged and working flawlessly. A thing which I like a lot because I haven't pulled the crown to set the watch since I took it 3 weeks ago. Ultimately, the Black Bay chronograph is equally an adaptive watch, and as it is offered, this chronograph as a standard comes on a bico bracelet or a NATO, but also the special bond strap option. Chromatically, the offered options works with the watch, but due to its adaptive vibe, it works equally on leather, as I was wearing it on this beautiful 22mm padded and tapered Sands of Time leather strap from 7 Friends of Watches. If you're interested, I will leave the link in the description. This is truly a well-crafted strap, the color is rich and amplifies the design of any watch, especially if the dial is black or has patina accents. As I was describing as well, I did enjoy this Daytona combo with links and a plain curved rubber strap which works brilliantly with the links but also with the case design. Overall, I like how the curved lugs are falling towards the wrist, the case profile is nicely made to offer rhythm, and the case basically lays down on the wrist surface and once strapped properly, although it is a bit heavy, you won't feel the watch for sure on your daily activities. So these are my 5 excuses to buy and enjoy a Tudor Black Bay chronograph in steel and gold. How about yours? What do you think about this Black Bay chronograph? Please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much, thanks for watching, and until next time, be brave and stay safe.